Before I forget, let's back up for a second, and I want to mention Scholastica. You might notice a couple things with Scholastica. I meant to point this out, and I didn't. School comes from Scholastic. Scholastics, which means the study and learning, all come from Scholastica. So, just wanted to point that out for you. Now, back to our stuff. Okay. So, let's take a look at what's going on here. This is the Islamic world. The green and the blue here are all the Islamic world. This is the territory conquered while Muhammad was alive. The darker green, these are the rightly guided caliphs. Okay, this is the height of the Arabs after Muhammad and after the rightly guided caliphs, and this is as far as they got. You see, they took over all of Spain. They're marching into France here. Okay, there's Paris. The Battle of Tours is right here. Again, if Martel loses this battle, Muslims are going to take over. Okay, there's nothing really to stop them. The Pope has a small army, but nobody else has any kind of army. And they're just going to take over all of Europe, and they're going to come knocking on the doors of Constantinople. Here you have Muslims on one side of Constantinople. Now you'll have Muslims on the other side of Constantinople. That's going to be the end of the Byzantines and the end of Christianity. Is a very likely result of losing the Battle of Tours. So remember that. Now, Pepin, who was Martel's son, is going to die in 768, leaves his kingdom to two sons. One of those sons dies, leaving the second son. Usually the first son is the one that takes over, but in this case the second son takes over. His name is Charlemagne, otherwise known as Charles the Great. Okay? He's going to rule this kingdom, and he is the most important king of the Middle Ages. Charlemagne is going to extend Frankish rule to reunite basically all of Europe and take Christianity with him. Again, Charlemagne spreads Christianity at the point of the sword. You either convert or I kill you. 800, on Christmas Day, a very important thing happened. Charlemagne travels to Rome. He's trying to protect the Pope from mobs. The Pope has raised taxes to provide for his army and to run his government and pay for his things. The people of Italy are not happy about it. They are trying to kill him. They're trying to kill the Pope. So Charlemagne is going to bring his army to Rome to protect the Pope. On Christmas Day 800, another date that you should be familiar with, Christmas Day 800, the Pope is going to crown Charlemagne the Emperor and give him the title of Holy Roman Emperor. This is taking Germanic power, okay, the Franks, the people out of France, combining it with the church, the power of the church, and the heritage of the Roman Empire. Put them all together, you've got something called the Holy Roman Empire. The first Holy Roman Emperor is Charlemagne. So now you have a very powerful Europe. You have it all combined, all the power of the Germans, the church, and the Roman Empire all joined together. Okay, like I like to say, the Roman Empire never disappears, it just keeps moving. Interesting story here is about how this goes down, how this crowning of the emperor goes down. The Pope invites Charlemagne to go to church and says, I'll crown you Holy Roman Emperor. Charlemagne expects when he gets there that actually he's going to crown himself emperor because he's the one who did the saving. He saved the Pope. The crown is sitting on a pillow up at the front, and Charlemagne's on one side, the emperor's on the other. Charlemagne goes to reach out for the crown to put it on his head. The Pope grabs it away from him first and quickly puts it on Charlemagne's head. This is important for a reason. Okay? When you think about it, who has the power? The guy wearing the crown or the guy who put the crown on the guy's head? The Pope crowns the emperor, which means that from here on out, the Pope has power over the Holy Roman Emperor because the Pope is the one who picks him. So remember that as we move forward. Pause here. Charlemagne is going to try, like the Dickens, to get out of the Dark Ages. He's going to, first of all, try to limit the nobles' power, try to knock down all the other little feudal kings and things, so that there's one ruler. He wants to be the one unchallenged ruler of Europe. He's going to do something odd. He's going to encourage learning for the first time since the fall of the Roman Empire. He doesn't know how to read himself, but he works really hard to try to figure it out. And he can see how important it is. He orders monasteries to open up schools. He's encouraging learning and making it important for the first time in almost 300-400 years. Okay? Before he can really get us out of the Dark Ages, though, he dies in 814. His son, Louis the Pious, not really a good ruler. Louis is going to then do something terrible. He's going to divide the empire among his 3 grandsons, who, as often happens, when power is involved, people begin to fight for it. 843, they sign a truce. They call it the Treaty of Verdun, which creates 3 different countries. And we're going to take a look at those 3 countries and see them and how they shape today. Treaty of Verdun should also be something you should know. Pause here. Here are the 3 kingdoms. Kingdom of Charles. This is today France. Kingdom of Lothair. This is part of Italy, and this part is actually part of France, and this part is part of Germany. Kingdom of Louis is going to be Germany. This little thing here, this little division, is going to lead to all kinds of problems because the French want this territory back. The Germans want this territory back. And this little territory, Verdun, this is going to be the scene of World War I and World War II, as the Germans and the French claim this territory and fight over it. But that's a ways off and not for this class. So, you are done with part 1.